In this episode of Real Estate Agent Community Leaders, I'm going to be talking about the current state of the market, what you can do to protect yourself and thrive through any downturn in the market, the importance that video plays, digital marketing, and what we can learn from the mega companies like Zillow, Realtor.com, and Google. So stick around, a lot of good nuggets in here that are going to help you. Let's kick it. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Community Leaders Podcast. I'm Johnny Moe, and we're going to talk about some stuff today that I think is really important that you understand. First of all, it's so important. You see the news out there everywhere you look. Every real estate agent seems to be talking about the market crash, and somehow, they're economic experts now. Where don't buy into the news, don't buy into what you see online, because oftentimes this stuff is clickbait. Okay, it's clickbait. I do a podcast or a webinar with Keeping Current Matters every other week, and they go over all the economic data, and there's no indicator that shows that the market's going to crash. And I do believe if the market's going to crash, it's going to be several years from now and not immediate. And just like it did in 2008, the dot-com bubble blew up in 2000, 2001. The real estate market didn't take a hit until many years later. So one of the biggest drivers of our economy, okay, it was 5, 6, 7 years later. People always, for now and forever, will need a place to live. Now, don't get me wrong. If the stock market crashes, if the dollar crashes tomorrow, different story, but based upon the economic factors. And that's all I want to say about that. Yes, you can look at inflation and all these other things, but people still need a place to live. There's, you look at markets like North Virginia, DC, that part of Maryland right there. It doesn't really get affected because Washington government and military doesn't stop. So they're always going to continue to go. Florida, when I did my feasibility study down there years ago for a builder project that I was on, it was 6 million people that they estimated was going to grow over the next 10 years, over the next decade. I do believe that's been upgraded to 10 million. So that market's not going to be impacted. Yes, your area could be, right? Everything is situational. But I don't think we're going to have a meltdown. Because the same factors that existed in 2007 and 8 and beyond that led up to it don't exist now. The majority of the loans are high qualifying loans where they weren't back. I mean, I sold them. I know. I bought 2 houses, no doc, 80-20, because I had a 700 credit score. I could say what I made. And they would give me an 80% first loan, 20% second loan. I even got the seller to pay closing costs. I bought 2 houses for about $5,000 out of my pocket. I had no business owning 2 houses, not then, but bought them because they gave me the money. I couldn't buy a house that same way today. I mean, I could, but you need the qualifying assets, okay? So they got a little bit smarter there. But everybody and their brother was buying and was approved. That didn't exist now. The market has increased significantly over the past several years. So even if you're in a messed up situation, you can get out. You probably have equity. The amount of people who entered forbearance back in 2020 when this pandemic thing happened, the majority of them have exited, successfully have exited. Okay, it's like 12% or 15% remaining, but they have a plan. So to think that there's going to be great default from that is not. The thing I really want to warn you on, this is the thing I really want to warn you on, and take it and listen to this. If you feed and listen to negative news that creates anxiety, and you propagate that, you're living in a fearful mindset. And everything that you're talking about will affect you. Take it from an educational standpoint and say, yes, this is what's happening with the market. This is what's going on. This is how I think. Be educated. Be educated. But don't be fearful, because here's the deal, man. Money closings happen every day in every market in every city in this country. Maybe they're commercial, maybe they're residential. You have options. The question you should be asking yourself is, how do I become the agent that's at the closing table? That's it, nothing more. How do I become the agent that's at that closing table? Now, that's going to bring up what I want to talk about next. Now, I talk a lot about video, right? I do. Everybody talks about that five-letter word, video, okay? And it's no different than saying, make phone calls. Where do you begin? Right? Well, there's so many different avenues of making phone calls. There's multiple. You can call circle dialing. You can call past clients. You can call sphere of influence. You can call expireds. You can call FSBOs, right? There's so many different ways that you can make phone calls. Just like video, there's multiple different ways that you can make video. So when all the gurus are saying make video, they really don't get into it much. And to me, old school network engineer guy from the 90s, turned realtor in 2001, killed it. There was no Zillow. There was no Facebook. There was no YouTube. I killed it on online, coming from that world, the .com world. So we're going to talk about a few of those things, but I think doing just video in itself is important. But the part that's never talked about is the digital marketing of the video, the distribution. Where are you going to put that video? So I want you to really listen and comprehend what I'm about to say. It's not just about doing the video. As a matter of fact, doing the video has to take some thought. If you're just doing mindless videos to get to put out video, my advice would be to stop doing mindless stuff and be intentional. You don't have to put out content every day. You don't need to be an influencer in order to be successful with a video marketing campaign. You don't. And I know all the gurus and stuff like that. Listen, if you're trying to be a national influence, sure, then do it. If you're a coach and you have people nationally, sure, then do it. If you're a real estate agent, you're not trying, and I know somebody out there is going to argue with me on this point. I don't care. Because I believe and I see the results of what we're doing. So I'm convinced that what we're doing is working. If you put out one good piece of content per week with ads because you built an audience, which you should be doing on your business page. See, a lot of people use their personal page. That's cool for general engagement. That's cool for general stuff. But if you really want to go deep and wide, if you really want to penetrate the community and dominate and be seen everywhere and actually target people who are interested in you, that comes with ads. I'm sorry, it comes with ads. But when you're running ads, you got to take into consideration what the message is, and this is marketing. Okay, it's not everything in real estate doesn't have to be funny. Just because you like to laugh and everything doesn't mean somebody's going to take you serious or say, I got to hire this person. And maybe they do. Okay, there's going to be some that do. But what's your marketing message, right? What are you trying to convey to the consumer? Because one of the issues, I've made this issue. God, I probably still make this issue. It's not about us. It's not about me. It's not about us. It's about the consumer. That's where a lot of us miss it. This is why Google was so radically successful, or is radically successful. Because when they came out, there was AOL, there was Bing, there was Yahoo, and you would go on here and there would be all this spam on there. You go to Google and there's a bar. Nothing else, a search bar. Type in what you're looking for. Here are the results. Yes, there's some ads in there. But here's the results that they want to show you, right? That they want to show you. It's not about you. Zillow realized this. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers. Zillow realized this because every agent in the world at that point was, because technology was still pretty new at that point, right? Web platforms, IDX. You think about it. I mean, these things are only 20, 30, in some cases, 20 or 30 years old. Facebook, 2003, right? So it's not even 20 years old. It's just about to turn 20 years old. YouTube came out in 2006. Zillow, I think Zillow was 2006. Still have to double check that. So these things are relatively new. So wasn't IDX and websites. But a lot of agents were like, you know, show you 3 properties, then force you to log in, right? Force you to create an account. Gone they go. Because we live in a world now of all the information that anybody wants is at their fingertips anonymously. So why are you trying to opt them in? Oh, I don't want to. It ain't costing you any money to have the person look, and when they're ready, they'll reach out, right? But it's like force you in, force you in, force you in. I get it. Maybe there's some statistics that show that works. Me as a consumer, it don't work. I leave. Okay. But Zillow understood this. Again, they followed Google and said, where are you looking for property? You typed it in, and there they were. There was some agents' information and stuff like that. You never needed to really, truly create a profile. You can go there and search to your heart's content without being harassed in any way, shape, or form. So they understood the consumer. And you as agents, brokers, need to understand this too. It's not about you. It's really not. Your branding is about the message that you're trying to put out, who you are, what you represent, your, character, those types of things, right? Your services, your value proposition. But what message are you delivering to the consumer? How are you connecting with the consumer? And video allows that. Video allows you to create these messages, create series, create ads and retargeting ads, create digital platforms where people can land and learn more, aka a website. Every video that you're making, I would suggest, maybe not every, but you should have this into your consideration for your strategy, should be turned into a blog. Because blogs have SEO juice when done correctly. Also, since you're putting a blog on your website, that has a pixel on it. So when you share that blog out in a local group or in an email newsletter, and people click on it, they get pixelated. And since you have ads running and retargeting ads running based upon your pixel, or you should, then they're going to see you over and over in a different light. Okay, so they're going to get the message. They're going to click on it. They're going to see the video and everything. Then all of a sudden, it's like this. You ever notice that there's a certain car? I'm just going to use like a Fiat, 6'4" in a Fiat, whatever it says. And it was never in your mind. You never even thought about this Fiat. You never even thought about Fiat. And then all of a sudden one day, somebody mentions Fiat, or you saw one, or you drove by a Fiat dealership, which never existed before. Somehow that vehicle was put into your mind, into your consciousness. And then the weird thing is you start to see them everywhere. These are reticulators at work, right? These are your conscious at work, or your subconscious saying, hey, look at this conscious. Oh, wow, there's another one, right? Boom, another one. Video allows you to do that. And that's what these ads are about. You put out a video, you put it out on social media. The algorithm is either going to reward you or dump you, but it's not going to sit around forever. It's just not. You can put it on YouTube and it's there forever, but that doesn't mean it's in the algorithm forever, because if it doesn't get engagement, it drops. Why? Because there's billions of hours of videos being uploaded every single day. So they're going to put you out there. If you get engagement, cool. They're going to put you out there more. If they don't, you're dropped. And that's the same way it happens on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Okay. They're going to put you out to an initial test audience. If you get engagement, then they bump you up and they expand your audience. This is where sphere hacking comes in. Go to spherehacking.com if you want to get the white paper on sphere hacking. And this is where, when I tag somebody in social media, is not on YouTube, and I tag somebody, their audience stands a chance of seeing it. Most likely they will. When they share it to their audience. I was going through some research yesterday for Explore My Town and taking a look at video shares and things like that. We have some videos that were shared 186 times, 136 times, 122 times, 86 times, 40 times, even 30, 20, 30, 40, which is the norm. Blows away the majority of real estate agents' videos that they put out. So you keep putting out video, but if you're doing it wrong, it's moot. Just like if you're making phone calls wrong. If you're calling up and saying, hey, you want to buy your house? Eventually you're going to find somebody that says yes. But if you approached it in a different way, you'll probably get more yeses quicker. Hey, I'm just calling up. I noticed that you took your house off the market. Are you still looking to sell your home? Real simple question, right? Instead of, hey, you want to sell your house? So it's all about the approach. We're often looking for an immediate result, and that's why we do it. But we also do it. I have this set of principles called UPAD. I probably talked about this before. Matter of fact, I might have talked about it on the last episode. UPAD, understand, plan, action, and discipline. You need to understand what the need you're trying to fill is. What is the need? Because there's 1.65 million of you. So it makes you different. How many agents are in your market, right? I talked to somebody in Denver. They said there's like 40,000 agents there. Houston's got like 40 some odd thousand agents. Miami is like 50 or 60,000 agents. Absolutely mammoth markets. What makes you different? That's the key. How do you stand out? It's not going to be because you danced on TikTok. It's not. That might work for some. And I'm going to say something, and I'll catch a lot of heat for this. I don't care. If you're a fat, ugly old guy like me, TikTok probably ain't going to work for you like it would an attractive, handsome male or female. It's going to work a little bit better because people are watching you, not because of your message. That's voyeurism. That is the world we live in. People are voyeurs. You have thousands of people watching you. Are they watching you because you're just good looking or handsome? Or are they watching you for your message? Don't hate me, man. Don't hate the play. Hate the game. Okay. There's some truth to that. That's why for ugly old men like me, old boomer type people, I'm 50, I'm Gen X. But for ugly old people like me, we have to be a little bit more convicting. We have to have a solid message. I'm not trying to connect with those other people. I'm trying to connect with analytical people who want to do investments, people who want to buy higher end homes. So my message is going to be a little bit different. If you're trying to sell trailers, you can have a trailer park message. If you're trying to sell luxury, you need to have a luxury message. If that's offensive, then so be it. But that's the truth. You're not going to sell luxury with a trailer park message. You're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. Maybe once here, maybe once there. But if you're a trailer park salesperson, it's going to be hard to break into luxury with that same message. Video allows you, but know what you're trying to accomplish. Have a strategy. People say, oh, don't put the same video out. We repurpose our videos and they go out everywhere. Now you can take that video without music and you can make this reels. And I would suggest that everybody make reels a couple times a week, once a day, because reels are super powerful. You go to reels, you make your video on your phone. Then you can, heck, I did one yesterday that was a scanning scene of the lake and the rocks that I went on a walk to. Then I did a voiceover. I used InShot and I did a voiceover on InShot. Then I uploaded that video, with the voiceover, to Captions, an app called Captions. And I put Captions, the words on it in nice big bold letters. Then I uploaded it to TikTok. I uploaded it to Instagram and I uploaded it to YouTube. In TikTok and Instagram, I used a trending music. I lowered the volume and I increased my volume. So the key is now it's a different video because it's got music, different music to it. So that's what we do. That's what I do. And this is what I suggest people do. That's how you get around that. And on YouTube, man, I can't figure out the music. So I just upload it without music and me talking, just to get shorts up, because, shorts is really powerful on YouTube. And if you have a YouTube channel, you should be uploading shorts several times a week because it does help with your time play. Okay, how many minutes viewed and all that other stuff, which if you're monetized or trying to be monetized, helps you gain, that crucial, I think it's 4,000 hours. Those aren't the type of videos, those short ones that you turn into blogs. The ones that you would turn into your blog, the one that you would share in your newsletter, are a little bit more in depth. Community-based are great, right? Interviews are great. I simply say, tell interesting stories. No, that's not what I say. I say, tell stories of interesting people, places, and things. If you can tell stories of interesting people, places, and things, you are going to attract your tribe, because there is a lot of people who are sick of the noise on social media. It's either always got to be funny or pranks or just stupid type stuff. A lot of anger, a lot of division, right? If you can bring something that says, hey guys, I'm showcasing these places in town. Where do you want me to go next? And I will do some research on it, right? And I'll come at it with facts and be the new Fitz Witherby. I don't know if you all know who that is. He's a guy from New Hampshire that does, at the end of Chronicles, he did a 5-minute segment about something interesting that we didn't know. Did you know? You could start a series of Did You Know in your area, right? You will build an audience around that. When you build an audience around that on a business page, not on your personal page, on a business page, call it whatever you want. Then you build an audience. Then you can retarget that audience. But this starts to become your tribe. This starts to become people who are starting to know, like, and trust you. You're following your people. And when you can get a tribe, when you get people to know, like, and trust you, that's where business starts to come from. I had somebody recently reach out to me, said, hey, man, I've been following you for years. I love your content. I never knew this person really, truly existed until he reached out. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool and humbling. Thank you. Right? So you never know who's following. This is the power of the parasocial relationship. You don't know they're following you, but they're learning about you, your mannerisms. They're becoming, they're creating a likeness for you. They like you, right? They're connecting with you, your message. You're not going to please everybody. You never will. So stop it. Stop trying to. Be authentic, be yourself, and attract your tribe. Okay? Attract your people. And through digital marketing, through Google and Google announcements, through social media, through YouTube, you'll be able to be seen everywhere. And when you have these people opt into a newsletter and you're sending out a newsletter with your video in it, that's on YouTube, because that's the link that you're going to use. And you may have put it out there. They may not have seen it somewhere. They have missed it. I remember Gary Vaynerchuk saying something, hey, keep posting and post the same thing. It doesn't matter because 85% of your audience ain't going to see it anyway, right? Which basically saying, the things are moving so fast. There's so much information being uploaded to these things that don't ever assume that your audience is guaranteed going to see that post that you put out. So it's okay to put that video out this week and then again next week. Maybe you change the color on it, the border around it, do something. Maybe this one has captions and the other one didn't. Whatever you do, you can put out the same video. Chances are half of your people didn't see it. So they're going to see, you take the chance of seeing it again, right? So keep putting out that good content. Tell stories of interesting people, places, and things. Be consistent. Have patience. I can tell you that the agents that I work with, they're real community leaders. I talked to Darren just recently. He has built up an audience, and we've helped him build up this audience that now he puts out these videos on his own, and he's editing them TikTok style. Okay. And he's putting them out on his own. And one video he put out on his own without any ad spend got 100. And I think he said, when I talked to him, it was 125. But the other day, I think he told me 136, 132, something like that. Shares are the crack cocaine of the algorithm. It's the adrenaline. It is the coveted prize. Likes are important. Comments are important. But shares open you up to other people's audiences, right? When Tom shares my video, Tom's friends see my video. Again, they're going to do the same thing and put it out to a test audience of Tom's people. Then Tom's people are going to like it, comment, maybe even share it. That opens me up. That's Sphere Hacking. Go to spherehacking.com. Watch the training. Well, it'll give you the PDF, and you can watch the PDF and the training. Get the white paper. Learn about Sphere Hacking. You go to partnerwithmytown.com/training and watch the presentation. It's right there, along with a couple other key ones like networking decoded and how to hack Facebook groups. Those are good ones. And a lot of it revolves around video. And that's the power of video. It's not just about putting a video out on social media. I will argue till I'm blue in the face, but that's because what we do, yes, we edit and produce video, but we also market them. So we're neck deep in that world. Been a digital marketer from the marketing space for over 30 years. I helped build some of the technology that's out now. So to watch the evolution happen is absolutely magnificent. It's not just about the video. It's 100% about the distribution. And what does your distribution plan look like? How are you getting this out into people's hands? How are you taking that video and putting it into the consumer's hands so they engage? And when they engage, then what? Then what? What's the call to action? What's the next step? A lot of us are just putting out mindless video for the sake of putting out mindless video to grow an audience, but we don't need to be influencers. I don't have a large following. I don't want a large following. I don't want to say I don't want it. I don't desire it. I don't need it. Okay. My message is a little bit raw, a little bit edgy often. And sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. And that's okay. Those aren't my people. Okay. Those just aren't my people. My people, they follow me for the raw truth. They follow me because I look at things from the blue ocean strategy, not the red ocean strategy of what everybody else is doing. So focus not on what everybody else is doing, but on what the big picture looks like. Start out with reels, but these agents that I'm working with, Susan has had a 300% increase in her business since she started with me. A 300%. She's in the top 20, I think top 15 agents in her MLS now. She's so busy. She's making one video a month. She was making 3 or 4 videos a month before. Now she's doing 1 video a month because she's that busy. She's walking into FSBOs and they're like, "Oh, Miss Susan, I love your videos. Where do I sign?" She's walking into restaurants where she's never been and they're like, "Oh, hi, Miss Susan, I love your videos." Darren has been invited by the Chamber of Commerce into, they're basically being his mouthpiece, right? They're basically being his mouthpiece and introducing him to all these other businesses and saying, hey, if you're a member of ours, he'll give you a video for free. He'll come and do a video. That's powerful when you have other people advocating for you, right? Marie Curtis, she broke her owner out in Oregon, on the Oregon coast. She just took on a whole new territory. So she has that 2 counties locked up, and we're talking about a 3rd county in another state where she has her family members, and they practice real estate too. Her business has gone through the roof. I mean, it always has been, because she's awesome. And, she sells like crazy. And this is her way of giving back to the community, connecting with the community. And it's putting her in a completely different light. How are you different? That's what I want to leave this with, and put some thought into it. How can you do things differently than the other 1.65 million real estate agents out there? And if this market does shift, which it has some, it's not going to crash, not in my opinion. What we're experiencing is normal. This is a normal market. If you've gone through the business in the past 3 years, you think it's crashing, but this is normal. This is healthy. What's going to happen? But how are you different? What is your message? How do you stand out from the other 1.65 million real estate agents? And if you want to weather the storm of whatever you think might be coming, a solid video and video networking strategy is key to that. Because in my opinion, there is nothing more powerful than video when used properly for social and digital marketing, and when you understand video business networking. And that's what we specialize in. And if you want to have more conversation around these kind of topics, get some of my exclusive content, come over to the Community Leaders Group on Facebook, facebook.com/group/community leaders. And probably type in real estate community leaders too. Come up, come join the group if you're a real estate agent, LO, or in the title world. These are the conversations that we have, the concepts that we discuss. If this sounds like something that you might be interested, take a look at us. Partnerwithmytown.com. You can watch a demo and you can book a meeting with us right there. Anyways, y'all, I thank you for your time, allowing me to rant. Have an excellent day. Do some video. You can do it for free. Start with Reels. Everybody, peace out. Thank you for the opportunity.